going on? This is a segment we call Tips and Tales, and we're going to share some tips. And I always have during this section or segment is my special guest, Sunshine. Sunshine, you want to say hey to folks?
Hello, folks. How are you? I'm Mrs. I don't know. Mrs. E. I'm Sunshine, and I am on several platforms. I do fragrances, and love for you all to come join me over to my TikTok channel. And we also have a YouTube channel, Sunshine and E. Okay. And we're also on TikTok. You look me up as @Sunshine and E. And then in IG, you can do the same thing, okay. Sunshine and E.
All right, today's tip, we're going to talk about how to manage your bankroll if you're going one day or multiple days. Sometimes you do a turnaround where you go up, play, and turn around and come back. Sometimes you spend multiple days. So, you want to jump in or you?
Well, if you all saw the other segment, I was talking about the one day. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to talk now on the multiple days. And if you're staying multiple days, and I always tell anybody, everybody that is not gambling material, or willing to lose money to make some money, or possibly lose money, lose money, because that's what they're here. The casinos are there to take your money. Right, exactly. They're not here to say, here's your money. Right. So you got to know that whenever you go to a casino, you got to be willing to take as much money as you're willing to lose. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it won't be that way. But anyway, so say you're gone for the weekend. You take your amount of money that you would normally, that you want to play, okay? But you have to play. My friends, they play like $5 and $20 and then they ready to go. Or I'm not like that. I have a minimum in order for me to go. But anyway, so if you're staying in a room, so because you're there for the weekend, you can do whatever how you want to. You can take all the money that you took with you down that first day. I don't recommend it because then you'll find yourself running to the ATM.
Oh, absolutely.
The next day and the next day, depending on how many days you're there. So my thing is, take down several hundred, if that's what you're going to do, a couple $100, and just play. Well, it also depends what time you get there to the casinos. Yep. Because sometimes the nighttime is a good time, depending on the casino. Yep. But sometimes the daytime is a better time. Mm-hmm. So it changes. It is never the same, because I've seen jackpots in the middle of the night. Yeah. I've seen jackpots in the middle of the day. So, right.
We've done it.
Right. So, but my thing is, leave money in the room. Mm-hmm. Don't take it all. Because then you're forced to say, okay, I'm down to, my last. Go to the room, get some rest. You're going to be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of, maybe if they went back to buffets, take advantage of the hotel itself.
Right.
I know that, everyone works. Everyone has jobs. Sometimes this is like a therapeutic thing for them. Go get some rest. You might not get this type of rest at home. Right. For me, I'm going to go to the room because I need some rest. But
and what's other is really important about putting the money in the room if you're staying there is it does two things. If you take a couple $100, let's say you go and you're going to stay there a week and you take $1,500. So you go down, you go and you check in, you get in your room. So let's go down and play, and you take, let's say, $300. If you go through that $300, here's one thing that you won't, there's a couple things that you got to consider. The first thing is you're not going to the ATM machine because you got money upstairs. So it eliminates the ATM machine. Mm-hmm. Then if you say, well, I got money upstairs, it gives you time to think about it on your way up to get it. That doesn't sound like a big thing, but it really does help. Give yourself time to think when you're heading up there and like, okay, that's different. I can think about this a little bit. I got tomorrow. Like she said, you go up there, rest, maybe watch a little TV, and you'll settle down and knowing that, okay, I'll go back down. It may give you time to think about, now I ain't giving more money. I done gave them what I need to that day. take that time. So it's two good functional things that help you. The thing is, I always tell people, if you're going to a space or a spot, it's real different if you're going to Vegas or you're going to one casino that's in the middle of nowhere. You have to do those things differently. Because with Vegas, I tell people, when you go to a place and you're gonna stay and gamble, take your gambling and you plan that around everything else you're gonna do. If you want to take a show, you make the plans for that and fit the gambling in, because the gambling's gonna be there 24 hours a day. So don't plan everything around your gambling. Plan your gambling around everything else. That way you get that done. You prepay for stuff and you know it's going to happen. Nothing worse than going that first day, your flight doesn't leave for another 4 days, and you don't have any money. And then a lot of times you go, if you got one bank account, and you take that first 400, and you got to wait till the next day before you get the next 400, or however the banks work. So those things, now you go into them trying to, and you just don't want to do that. So it's very important to, and for, like she said, it's a good thing to think of is when you get there. Because whenever I get to a casino and we just arrived there and it's like 7 or 8 at night, the most I'm going to pay is whatever free play I have and maybe a little few more dollars. That's it for that day.
And sometimes he places free play automatically.
Yeah, I get it first.
It all depends on the machine. If I get on the machine, and if the machine is winning, I might go ahead. Or I've gotten down to whatever money that I've got left or whatever and say, let me just go and play this free play. The other thing, upscale, that I do too is, say you took a couple $100 down, you're playing, and you just got, you played a little, but you got back, say you're a couple $100 or whatever, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed. All right, cash out. Take that ticket, take it upstairs. Don't cash it in, take it upstairs. I leave that ticket upstairs until the end of my trip. Now I'm going in my day 2 money, and I play that money. So I still got my money that I originally walked in with on my first day, and then so on and so forth. I do the same thing. Next day, okay, I got some. It may be down to $25 that second day. I'm still going to cash it out. I'm going to take it up to the room. Tomorrow I'm coming back down with my other couple of $100. Now I got 2 tickets still sitting in the room. Mm-hmm. So, which means that this is our last day here. So after that, if I win or lose this money, I still go home with some money that I came to the casino with. Right. You know, and at the end of it all, when we're ready to go, I go and I cash it in. Yeah. Recycle.
Yeah, you gotta have those. You gotta have a mindset for it. I'm telling you, because when I give these tips because I had to kind of learn through the rough way of learning how to do this. Lost some money figuring out how to do this. So now I don't. If I go to a casino and I'm going to be there for 4 hours, and if I win, let's say $1,500 in the first 5 minutes, I know I'm going home with money. I have so many ways to preserve that money. And we're going to go ahead.
He said a long time ago, this is before we even really got into gambling. I'm just be honest. And I thought, that makes a lot of sense. What if you went, and we've seen some people win some jackpots. Mm-hmm. We've won jackpots, several. Well, him more so than me. But anyway, when I say big jackpots, I mean big jackpots, where he said, this is before all of us doing this, but he said what he would do was have them write the check. He would take that check and mail it home. So you have no way of touching that money, and you just play with whatever you still game with. Or you might take a little bit of that money and continue to play. Say if you're there your first day of your 4th day and you won this big jackpot, send that money home. Yeah. So at least at the end of the day, if you lose the rest of the money that you came with, you still got some money that's going to be at home when you get home. Right. So I never, at first, I was like...
And you got to learn what kind of person you is. At that time, that's what I need to do. I don't have to do that now. I'm beyond that now. You got to find out who you are and make sure you stay within those bounds. She likes to take it up to the room and put it there because that calms her nerve now and down on on the floor now because I ain't got that pressure because I got money up there. It just takes it and it makes you play more calm and collective. And I told the story early in one of my videos how I went and I won over, I think it was like $400 or $500 in like 35 minutes. I was playing roulette on the automated roulette. And so I said, there's a game I like to play, and slot, and I played it for a little while. I put 100, kept going up and down. I just cashed out after, like $50 kept going out. I said, well, let me just go and take the 50. So I lost 50, but I was up like $450, and I'm leaving. And I felt funny that I was leaving, and it was less than an hour. I felt funny until 5 minutes down the road, and I felt that big knot in my pocket. Everything was fine at that point. That's what you got to play against, because the gambler mind almost feels like it would be more worth it to stay for 4 hours and lose everything than to stay for 45 minutes and leave with $450. It's a mindset. And I'm not going to, because this video is going on, and I'm going to tell you about another story about these 3 guys that walked in the casino with the same amount and walked out with the same amount, but all 3 of them felt different. And I'll break that story down next time. But here's, like I tell you, we're trying to give you these tips to help you out. If you go through and binge watch a lot of these tips and apply them, I guarantee the next time you go to the casino, your experience is going to be that much better. So like I say, we like to give you these tips and these strategies and these stories and everything to help you and make it better from the parking lot to